So this might be bittersweet, but this is Franklin Canyon. This is the first hole. We played it on a super foggy morning. As you can tell, the ball's not going to go super far on this day. Certain holes, they moved the white tees all the way up to the reds to accommodate that. You're not going to see this approach shot. The first hole is a par 5, gentle dogleg left, hazard down the left, hazard on the right. It's probably one of the funner opening holes. There's only one bunker, and everything runs back to your left. We got it right here. And then just a miserable chip by me, which has been kind of par for the course as of late. Terrible feel, and ended up leaving with a par after 2 good shots. This par 3, the second hole at Franklin, is all uphill, and it's a very difficult distance gauge. I actually hit it over the green, hit my chip to there, and bogeyed. Kind of was in a rush and didn't really document that well. The third is a hole I once eagled. It played from the tips on this given day. And the big thing about this hole is it's just a really fun downhill dogleg right par 4, in which the green on a firm day is very gettable, or if the tees are moved up. I had about maybe 40, 50 yards to the green. Hit a pretty good flip wedge in there, and this is just a fun hole. You can kind of see the distance you travel. There used to be a tree there that protected the green, but I think because the golf course isn't going to be around much longer, that tree is gone. This hole, the 5th hole, because I skipped the 4th hole because I don't really like the 4th hole at this course. It's just kind of like a standard par 3. Got other vlogs if you want to see that. Normally it's a very gettable hole. I pulled my drive into this bunker, gave myself a hard approach. This is probably one of the better chances at birdie on the course if you hit the fairway, because this green's very receptive. And then just didn't hit the ideal bunker shot, went over, and then hit a good chip and converted for a bogey. This par 3 is very iconic to me because it has a forced carry in front that's kind of popular from the 1920s and 30s golf architecture school. And it's a 200-yard shot, give or take. So on this day, even though it played up, it still played as a 200-yard shot. That's all the junk you can hit into that you have to carry over. And then looking back, that's kind of the view back. So it's just a shot that requires an accurate and good shot. I did that far too much on this day where my chipping was atrocious. Thinned the ball. I think I just wasn't focused and made bogey. This is a par 5 that's extremely gettable with a well-placed tee shot. My grip slipped, which sounds like an excuse because you can't see it, but it actually came out of my hand on that. And I ended up on this side hill. You won't really see the hole. And then there's a tree in front of this green. I tried to swing smooth, and if I had a harder swing, I could have for sure gotten over. I hit the very top of that limb, and it sucks because I had it on a line. Once again, another super sick thin chip. Look at the views here, though. And then this is for par, and totally don't convert. This course is very reminiscent of Sharp Park, where it's like super fun design, not always the best taken care of. So if you're fine with playing a very interesting course, then you'll probably like it. If not, you'll hate it. This is one of the hardest holes on the course, the 8th, because any ball that goes right, you're going to go into the hazard. So the goal, I would say, is aim out left and just try to keep your ball in play. I hit a great drive. I hit a kind of bad approach, and then I misread that chip, converted for a bogey 2-putt. Not the greatest round, but I definitely had a good round of driving. The 9th hole here is very, very tricky because if you hit it too far straight, you're going to go into water. If you hit it too far right, there's that junk, the canyon abyss. I really got this out, and I got very lucky that I didn't hit this tree here. And I got this ball almost to the green. If I had struck that ball well, I would have gotten that home. That was just a bad ball strike, but it's okay. It happens. And this was bad alignment. I just tried to hit that flip wedge. I gave myself a really awkward position in front of that bunker, and once again couldn't convert. But really a fun, challenging golf hole. That's what the facility looks like, the office and the pro shop. And this is the 11th hole. I skipped the 10th because I don't really like the 10th hole. It's not one of my favorites. The 11th hole, you just want to miss to the left because everything to the right goes out of bounds. Once again, day of bad chipping, another bad chip, And I didn't even film the rest. Got a bogey up and down, but it wasn't even worth watching. This is probably one of the cooler holes, and it's Slicer's Paradise, the 12th hole. Short par 4, dogleg right, and I really crushed that. That went about 270. Gave myself a short flip wedge, and that almost went in. That was like right on a line. That 58-degree wedge is really working for me. The 13th is what a lot of people consider the hardest golf course hole at this course, because it's basically, it plays like 550 yards because it's wet and uphill. That's not the true yardage, but that's what I'd say. It's a very beautiful hole. That one came out weird. A lot of my 3-woods on this day came out weird, but that's okay. Just all uphill, all long, position bunkers placed where you have to hit them and all that type of stuff. Struggling to say words. Hit a wedge, got it in close, another par. Let's go me. This is probably the funnest hole. It's a short par 4 down a hill, dogleg right, Slicer's Paradise. If you can take on those trees, you can go right at the hole. I just can't elevate my driver that high. So that's kind of like the ideal line. I hit a pretty good cut. I think that the rough just slowed it down. I thought I was going to probably be like right down there. The rough slowed it. And then once again, another really good wedge shot. My wedge game is totally improving. That was right on a line to the pin. Just flew it by maybe 4 or 5 yards. This is a super cool hole. This is like the launching pad hole. I typically love this hole. Just bad alignment led to that. And then this is the quote-unquote hell hole. I think a lot of people can relate to this. With this 5-wood I've been using for my 205 yard club, I've been snap hooking it lately. Be sure to leave a comment if you know why. I think it's alignment with my feet. Hit it into the hazard, and then once again, another crap chip went over the green. Not even counting the strokes anymore, and then I got a good chip here, but pretty awful display of golf here. It's kind of funny. That's one of my favorite holes, and I played it terrible. Really, really tricky. Can you keep it in play hole right here, the 16th. There's junk in front of you. There's junk all down the right-hand side, and then Highway 4 is down your left-hand side. So it's really, can you find the fairway? I did find the fairway. I just couldn't distance gauge very well. And I didn't realize, watching this, there's wind into my face. I didn't realize that, and I was like a club short, maybe even 2 clubs short. Terrible reading of the greens, and this can happen. Hit a like if you've ever done that. 3-putt, but that's okay. The 17th is another really cool hole where it takes advantage of some of this ravine, and it's a forced carry into a wedge in a very narrow and tight green where there's a penalty in front and behind the hole. So you have to be very specific with the yardage that you hit and how you carry. I caught my wedge a little fat and came up just a tad bit short. That being said, a decent pitch. I was kind of struggling with that stuff all day. And then I came back and then converted. So maybe going into my next round, I'll have a better putting round, because that was a good par save that was really good. That's behind the 17th green. That's the highway. And then I think 18 is a very majestic hole. If you look to the left, if you hit a cut, you want to go right over those trees. If you hit a draw, you just want to aim straight and hit a draw. Because this hole, if you hit the ideal shot, you could have 150 yards in, possibly. I just never can hit the right shot. Once again, snap hooked the 5-wood, but not super bad on this, because it just left me with a wood like I had laid up. And then I put that sand wedge on the green, didn't fully commit to that shot. And then here is my last 2 shots at Franklin Canyon on 18. And this might be the last time I ever play it, because I'm being told that Franklin Canyon is about to go away. Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.